In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 PvP mistakes that you might still be making in Kaizen 2 and how to fix it. Now, whether you already started or you might be experienced, these are the habits that might be holding you back from dominating your fight, so let's get straight into it. Now, number 5, we got not utilizing the movement system. Now, a lot of newer players might underestimate how useful the movement is. Now, the movement is pretty useful, and if you learn to use it right, you can actually move around your opponent pretty well. And one of the things you can actually do is slide around them and reposition behind them, or even bait their sub with a quick 3 M1s before going in with a jump kick or a sweep. Now, for example, using movement, as you can see in this clip, I'm not just running around, I'm sliding around my opponent to actually gain an advantage and not get hit so easily by kunais. Now, you could also see me using my drop kick. Now, drop kicks are very important when closing the gap. You guys can use drop kicks after sliding and then jumping as well for more distance. As you can see, I slid around my opponent, jumped, and then drop kick. But here's the problem. Do not get too predictable. If you keep using the same slide plus jump plus attack routine, other players or better players might start reading you, and once they start reading your patterns, you might just be an air counter waiting to happen. Now, number 4, we got backdashing too much. Now, backdashing is not something you want to be doing too often in a fight, and this goes for myself as well. Now, too many players, when they feel pressure, instinctively dash backward. You might give them an incentive to actually pressure you. Now, instead, learn to use your dash cancel or your perfect dodge. Now, dash canceling allows you to clip animation frames and shorten recovery, which means you can actually fake out your opponent or reset to safe. And with perfect dodge, it actually gives you iframes, which lets you slip through damage or moves to punish your opponents. Now, you can use perfect dodge in 4 directions. You can use it forward, back, left, or right. But what might work best is lateral dodging. Dashing left and right might force your opponents to adjust. If they keep dashing forward, you might have an opening. Now, you can also use this to dodge move. If you time it right, the dash cancel effect will typically look like a body flicker like Shisui does. It's very useful in a fight, and if you can actually master this, you might definitely be ahead of newer players. Yes, sometimes perfect dodging isn't 100% consistent, but it is a good skill to have. But once you master it, it becomes your best defense or offensive tool. Now, number 3, we got not holding block after the 3rd or 4th M1. Now, this one was explained by Linda in the Discord, but it is very useful for newer players. Now, when somebody is M1ing you, you can actually block the 3rd or 4th M1 in a string, and that one decision can flip the momentum of a fight. Now, most players, they might be expecting to try and finish their M1 string, but if you block that mid string, you may be able to actually perfect dodge dash cancel after blocking and counter them with a sweep kick or a drop kick. So you might need to try it next time. When they hit 3-4 times with the M1, make sure you block and then try and perfect dodge dash cancel. Now, how do you perfect dodge dash cancel? After blocking, press Q, which is your dash cancel, and then press M2 to cancel your dash while the opponent is actually in a M1 animation. This may trigger the perfect dodge while also dash canceling so that you are not in a dash cooldown. Now, when blocking, just be careful because posture still builds up after you block and while somebody's hitting you. So you can't rely on this every time, especially against people who know how to build up posture and eventually posture break you. Now, number 2, we got blocking too much. Now, yeah, blocking is good and it is essential, but there is a difference between using block and relying on block. Now, in Kaizen, your posture bar actually punishes you for blocking too much when it's actually at its climax. So if the bar fills up and you are actually still blocking, that means you eventually are going to get block broken, which means you are stunned, and you might actually take additional damage. So how do you fix this? Try an M1 more. Mix in light attacks in between your blocks to actually lower your posture bar and keep your opponent on the edge. Use your movement, perfect dodging, and blocks to your advantage. Now, number 1, we got jumping too much. Now, for some players, jumping might feel evasive, but in Kaizen 2, jumping too much or excessively might be a liability for some. Experienced players might watch your jump patterns, waiting for you to jump so that they can actually air counter you. Once you get hit with an air counter, there is a stun which actually allows you to get hit. So try and play on the ground more and utilize sliding and sweep kicks more. Replace your down slams with drop kicks and use down slams minimally in a fight against someone who you know is good with air countering. So to sum this up, the best players stay grounded. They use jumps sparingly, not defensively but offensively, like using down slams when it's right, but don't just repeatedly jump. Now, Now here's a bonus tip, use your kunai. Now kunai might be one of the most underrated things in Kaizen right now. You can cancel some abilities with kunai. You can also interrupt M1 string. If someone uses a down slam actually has an end lag. So if they miss the down slam, you could throw kunai for additional damage. When you hold your kunai, you will hear multiple kunai sound effects. You can either throw 1, 2, or 3 kunais at a time depending on how long you hold it for. And there will be a sound cue indicating how many you're about to throw. Here's an example. You can also use kunais to bait subs if you know your opponent's subs whenever kunai are thrown at them. And remember, kunai do damage through block. Not a lot of damage, but if your opponent is below 3% on health, you may be able to knock them even if they are blocking.